Going back in Greek history, before democracy was established, the oligarchs, plutocrats, autocrats were stifling the country, and there was no popular vote. There was no people's voice. And eventually that brought about the collapse of the autocrats and the oligarchs when the people took full control of their country. And democracy was then born. And that is why the Greek nation is the founding pillar of democracy. And I'm honored to have Greek heritage. Fast forward to Israel. We have an oligarch, an extremist by the name of Benjamin Netanyahu. His original name was Milakowski. He's of Polish extraction. It's a minor detail, but he is now surviving by the skin of his teeth because he knows that if he's out of power, if he is ever thrown out back into the street, he's going to face corruption charges, fraud charges. There will be lawsuits, and he will end up in jail. And I've said that many times before. And many people are now catching on to that. And let's see here some examples of what's going on. The people of Israel are starting to wake up.
יש לנו עכשיו ראש ממשלה שכל מה שמעניין הוא זה השרידות שלו. הוא רוצה להישאר. הוא לא ימין, הוא לא שמאל, הוא רק רוצה להישאר. וממש לא אכפת לו, לא מאיתנו ולא מאלה שתומכים בו. פשוט לא אכפת. ואני מקווה שיהיו בחירות, וכשיהיו בחירות אנחנו נגיד את מה שיש לנו להגיד. אולי נתחיל לצמוח מחדש. אני לדעתי אם זה ימשיך אנחנו לקראת הסוף. לא תהיה מדינה.
However, I also believe Prime Minister Netanyahu has lost his way by allowing his political survival to take the precedence over the best interests of Israel.
By not listening to the voices around the world, Israel has become an outcast state, a pariah state, a rogue state. It will not abide by international law, humanitarian law. It has thrown caution to the wind and decided to go its own way. And it wants one thing only, and that is the complete annihilation of Palestinians, the expulsion of Palestinians from Gaza, the complete cleansing, ethnic cleansing of Gaza and the West Bank so that it can have complete control from the river to the sea. That's what Israel wants.
Israel cannot survive if it becomes a pariah. It has become clear to me the Netanyahu coalition no longer fits the needs of Israel after October 7th. At this critical juncture, I believe a new election is the only way to allow for a healthy and open decision-making process about the future of Israel. I also believe a majority of the Israeli public will recognize the need for change. And I believe that holding a new election, once the war starts to wind down, would give Israelis an opportunity to express their vision for the post-war future.
And this is where Schumer seems to be living in a parallel reality. To think that the war is going to wind down and there will be an election after the war is wound down is to believe in Santa Claus, because Netanyahu's only purpose right now is to fire up the war, is to stoke it up and to continue pummeling the Palestinians, to create more disdain for Israel, to become more of a pariah, to have Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, even Qatar come down hard on Israel, so that the United States can be now sucked into this quagmire, so that if Israel goes down, everybody goes down. Okay? That's how they're planning it. They know that Bibi Netanyahu and the far-right Likud party cannot afford to miss a beat here. They are going to provoke and invoke a greater war. Just to finish things off a little bit here, I'm going to play a little clip where you can see that maybe Netanyahu has more of a eschatological mission in his mind, which propels him forward. I don't know for sure, okay, given his court cases and all kinds of problems he's faced with. But he seems to be positioning Israel for the great apocalypse. So watch this here. Let me know what you think at the end of the video. God bless you.
40 years ago, when Netanyahu was Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, he met Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the leader of the Chabad Lubavitch movement, known simply as the Rebbe.
He said, you're going to this house of darkness, the UN, which was very, very unfriendly to Israel at the time. He called it the house of darkness. He said, even in the greatest darkness, if you light a candle, it spreads a great light that can be seen from afar.
The Rebbe reportedly believed Netanyahu had a mission from God to prepare Israel for the coming of the Messiah, or in Hebrew, Moshiach. Over the next decade, the two men developed a close relationship. Soon after entering Israel's parliament for the first time, Netanyahu paid his respects to his mentor.
מה שרואה עוד, וגמרתו שעדיין משיח ליבו, אז הייתה מה שהוא ומה ידיעתו. הכאילו שמספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר שואל כמה שואל בדין ועדיין ליבו.
And of course that brings us to the topic of the rapture, because if they believe in the first coming of the Messiah, obviously we can believe in the rapture and the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Check out my website, rapturedreams.com. You will see there's over 200 accounts of dreams people had, and also children who account for their dreams. My heart tells me that it's just a matter of time before the missiles fly, and then we also fly.